All right, all right, all right, all right. Welcome to the online marketing training call tonight. Tonight, we are just going to do just a quick overview of the online marketing system. I'm going to talk a little bit about some places that you can go to continue to drive traffic to your page, and then we're going to open it up for any Q&A. And again, I apologize. I got sidetracked today and really forgot about our call tonight. So we're just going to go and just kind of run through this stuff so that you can see what we've got. Some of you may be new to the call. You haven't been on the online marketing system at all. And I want to run through this really quick. This is our online marketing system. Let me log in as a user because users look a little bit different than what I have on my side here. Let's see here. All right. So when you're logged in to, uh, someone said, thank you for the transparency. Yeah, we have those days, right? So when you log into your online marketing system, you're going to see this information here. And again, I'm not gonna spend too much time going through this. The online marketing system is a very simple and basic system. There are other systems out there that are more complex that will do more than what the online marketing system does. But for $13.95, you get a real good value here with the online marketing system. So what we've done is we've set up steps 1 through 5 along the left-hand side here. And if you follow the steps, step 1, and then there's a video that you watch for step 1. Once you're done watching the video, there's a link above the video that you click and make sure you take the action items for that particular video. We've got our webinar training in step 2. This is where you can get all of the playbacks. If you click here, you'll get access to all of our recorded webinars. And those are all the recorded webinars that you can go ahead and get access to. I've got 1 or 2 that I need to upload. Let's go back to our dashboard, our Tool Suite University. This is where you learn about all of the features in the online marketing system. So if you want to learn how to look at your leads or how to run your statistics or your autoresponders, all of that information is here. You can click on one of these links and it will open up and there will be a tutorial on how to use that section of the information that's here in the online marketing system. All right, so let's close that out. The Pro University. The Pro University is $13.95. That is for our pro users. The pro users basically get access to the pre-designed capture pages, and we need to actually start updating some capture pages and creating some more. That's something that's on my to-do list. But we also have bonus resources for them. There's miscellaneous training videos is back here. The Pixlr templates, how to create your sizzle call lead generation. This is a real hot one. If you haven't set up your sizzle call lead generation, you'll want to go through that and go through those videos there. These videos will basically give you everything about setting up your very own sizzle call. And a lot of times I forget about that, but this is a really great lead generator. If you have not set up your sizzle call for lead generation, go back here and take a look at that training. Let me show you where you find that training again. If you're on your dashboard, you're going to go down here to Pro University. At Pro University, right above the video, you got the bonus resources. If you click here and then go into the miscellaneous training videos, you will see the sizzle call lead generation. So you'll definitely want to create a sizzle call so that you can start generating some leads with your sizzle call. All right, with that being said, let me close that out. We'll close a couple of windows out here and make sure that we don't have too many windows open. All right. And then on step 5, we've got our Elite University. Elite University, again, you've got your video, and then right above it, you've got your links where you can click on some things here. Elite University allows you to create your own, and you can create your own capture pages and have those capture pages on any particular type of subject that you want. This right here shows you how to do that. It's called the drag and drop editor. We show you how to even create web pages if you have web pages that you want to create. So those are great. We give you some access to high quality background image sites and motion background video clips. So these are all great tools that you can use with your business. All right. So that's our online marketing system. Your published pages is where your capture pages are. So let's take a look at one of the capture pages here. You see, we've got several different capture pages here. Some capture pages are just static, and the person puts in their name, their email address, and phone number, and then click "I'm ready to change my life," and then they'll get more information. And there's an autoresponder that will continue to follow up with that prospect throughout that process. Okay, and so this is where your capture pages are. So depending on what kind of marketing you're doing, you're going to want to drive people to capture pages. So let's talk about marketing, because a lot of times people think, well, I got the online marketing system, where are my leads? Well, what you have to do is you have to drive your leads to these capture pages. So you've got these capture pages, you can drive your leads to these capture pages. Now the question becomes, how do I drive leads to these capture pages? Well, the capture pages already have addresses that you can drive those leads to. But now the question is, where do I drive traffic? How do I drive traffic? So one of the big social media tools that's out there today is a social media tool called Facebook, right? And I'm on Mr. Antonio Brutus's Facebook page, because one of the things that I noticed about him is that he markets my econ all day, every day. Like, this is what he does. Now, I also noticed that he has 2 Facebook pages. And one of his Facebook pages, he doesn't do any marketing for my econ. And on another Facebook page, he does. So let's just take a look at that. And I'm going to tell you why I think that's the case. If I click here, you'll notice that he's listed 2 times, right? This page right here seems to be his page where he markets my econ. This page here seems to just be his personal page, his family page, where he connects with his family, his friends. I don't see much of anything my econ related on this particular page. He doesn't do that on that page. And so this has become, in my opinion, this has become his personal page where, he just connects with family and friends and uses Facebook like I guess most people do. But if I go back and I run a search on him again, and I look at his other Facebook profile, what I notice on his profile here is that he's constantly marketing my econ. And if I continue to scroll here, you'll see, some more messages here. There's my econ. He's constantly marketing my econ, and he's marketing what he calls the pay it yourself movement, right? And he's just continuously marketing my econ. And he has different ways that he markets my econ, but he's marketing my econ every day. And so what a lot of people have for misconceptions is they think that all I have to do is go online and post something about my econ once, and now I'm supposed to get a flood of traffic. And it doesn't work that way. You've got to work the business, and you got to work your marketing on an ongoing, consistent basis. You got to always be working your marketing on an ongoing, consistent basis. And that's what I see him doing. He is constantly marketing his team. He's marketing stuff about my econ, and people are getting started in his business, right? So one of the things that I just want you to know is that if you're in my econ and you're trying to use online marketing, that you must constantly be marketing to get new leads to come in. Now, many of you may say, well, I just don't have time to market on Facebook on an ongoing basis like that. And so if you don't have time, I want to take you over to a tool. I'm not going to do a deep dive. I'm doing sort of an overview tonight. there's a tool called Hootsuite, and there's other tools that are very similar to Hootsuite. When you log into your dashboard with Hootsuite, and you can do this for free, you can actually post things to your Facebook timeline. And so if you go up here, you can send to, I can select Facebook right here, and then I can type in my message. I can upload photos if I want to, so I can attach a media photo. So if I click attach and look for a photo, and then I can schedule, and I can say I want this post to go out tomorrow at 9:25 a.m. and just schedule that. And then what's going to happen is over here to the right-hand side, you're going to see my schedule that's going out tomorrow at 9:25. Now, I may be on a plane tomorrow. Actually, I am on a plane tomorrow flying out to Los Angeles. But if I go ahead and do all of my posts, I can have posts set up while I'm still on the plane flying, or I can have posts go out when I'm sleeping. So what you can do is you can sit here with week and you can go ahead and set up all of your Facebook posts in advance. So you don't have to be on Facebook. You can just set up all your Facebook posts in advance and have them link back to your capture pages or whatever the case may be. And now you've got it automatically posting on an ongoing basis to your Facebook page. Now, Hootsuite will do other places. They'll do places like LinkedIn, and I believe they do Twitter and other places. So if you like Twitter, if you like LinkedIn, you can use it to automatically post here as well. And so a lot of times what I like to teach people is I like to teach them efficiency. So if you know that you're just not good at posting every day, then what you may want to do is you may sit down and post just on a Sunday night. Let's just say you sit down on Sunday night and you sit here and you pre-post for the whole week. Every Sunday, you might say, on Sunday night, I'm just going to post for the entire week, and I'm going to post 2 or 3 posts a day for the entire week. So, that might be 21 posts, and you go ahead and get those posts knocked out of the way. Now, I got a question that came in. It's coming in from Vivian. She says, does it matter 1 or 2 Facebook pages? I don't know if it matters or not. Vivian, I have 1 Facebook page, and my Facebook really become a commercial page. A lot of people say that you shouldn't do that. My personal page has become a commercial page. What I typically recommend, if I had to do it all over again, if you're just now getting started with Facebook, then create a fan page and then run all of your social media, do all of your connecting with people on your fan page versus your personal page. But for me, my personal page, I started off with my personal page. I didn't really think about creating a fan page at the time, and now I have so much activity on my personal page that it would be a pain for me to, switch over to a fan page, and now I got to get everybody onto my fan page, and I got to remember to be posting on my fan page. It's a lot. It's a lot, and Facebook isn't my platform that I do a lot of advertising and marketing on. And so Facebook for me is now communication to my econ associates. If you look at my Facebook page, mostly what I do is communicate with my econ associates. Okay. Now, a lot of you may say, well, what do I post? What kind of information do I post on my Facebook page? Well, let's take a look at, let's go out here to a website called news.google.com. You guys have seen me, talk about all the time. And so what you can find is with Google, they'll give you up-to-date latest news on things that are happening and what people are actually talking about. So you can see in the news what people are talking about. The new iPhone is supposed to be coming out. Obviously, people are talking about the hurricane. So you can see what's the hot news and what's the hot trend and what's going on in the news today. You can even break it down by business if you just want to see what's the hot business news. I would, click on that. Now, here's an example. New lawsuits, gestures to consumers, and Equifax data breach. So if you guys haven't heard about the data breach with Equifax, Equifax had a breach. And so, this might be something that you want to educate yourself on. Why? Because one, we've got credit repair as a product, and we have identity theft as a product. So we may want to learn about what's going on with this data breach, and then you can start posting information on your Facebook page so that you're starting to educate people about the data breach. So, for example, I might do something like this. I might go down here and click on this. It says Equifax is the worst breach in history by far, and that's from Dave Ramsey. I like Dave Ramsey. I might take a look here, and there's a video there. Okay. I want to use that, maybe not. If I do want to use that, I would copy that link there, and then I would go back to my Hootsuite, and largest data breach in history. And then, I would add some stuff here, and I might even have our ID Defender link, right? And then I might even put the link to the data breach, right? And then I'm going to say I want to send this out. I want to schedule this out for tomorrow. Let's say I'm going to do that at 10. I'm going to send it on my Facebook page. Boom. And I'm just going to schedule. Right. And so now I've scheduled that link to go out. And if you scroll down, you'll see that there's that link right there. People can click on, find out information about that data breach. So I like to use Google News to get good content that's relevant. I'm always looking at the business side because we are in business, and this is a great story. And so you might take this information here, this data breach for Equifax, and you could spend probably a week to 2 weeks just talking about that in your news feed, in your Facebook news feed. And after talking about it, you can always have a link that goes to the ID Defender. So this is a great way of doing that. You may also want to go in and say, well, I want to search for news. What if you search on taxes? So now we've got current news that talks about taxes, right? Why, all kind of stuff. Why American workers pay twice as much in taxes as wealthy investors. Man, this is a perfect one. See, this is the kind of information that you want. That was posted 17 hours ago, and it says why American workers pay twice as much in taxes as wealthy investors. I definitely want to click on that. I want to read that and see what this is all about. Okay. I'm going to read this, right? I'm going to go through this, and it talks about the tale of two taxpayers. That sounds very familiar to me because I always talk about there's two tax systems in America, the haves and the have-nots, those that have a Schedule C, those that do have not a Schedule C. And so I want to read some of this because this is Bloomberg. A lot of times, when we talk about investing, people just kind of glaze over. But now when it's coming from Bloomberg, they got to pay attention to this. When you're investing, your investor's tax advantage, you get taxed at a different rate. Like, if you earn 37, I guess this is what this is saying, rate on qualified dividends and long-term capital gains. So if you made anywhere from $37,000 to $91,000, you would pay 15% in taxes on that money, versus if you made that money with ordinary income, you pay 25%. So, it just tells you that the best place for you to earn your money is in investments. It's in that passive income. Remember the 5 cash flow streams? And so, I'm just trying to share with you where you get the information. Because a lot of times you'll see me posting things and people are like, how are you finding all this great content? Well, I'm just showing you. I just go in here and just kind of figure out, what I'm looking for, and, kind of post things. IRS delays tax deadlines for Irma victims. Okay. So there's a lot of different things that we can find here. I got a question that's coming in. Let's see here. I found also that you can schedule postings by creating a group Facebook page. Absolutely, absolutely. Those are, I think they automatically schedule pages there as well. So, we got taxes here. We got, if I want to search on identity theft, let's take on identity theft here. And then you got stuff here about how to fix identity theft issues posed by the Equifax hack. I mean, I would be on this. Like, I'd be all over this because right now there's so much information or so much emphasis on this Equifax deal that I'd be all over that trying to sell my ID Defender, right? So that gives you a lot of content that you can be posting on your Facebook page. All right. Let's talk about one of my other favorite places to market. Now, this happens to be my favorite place, and that's with video. And what you'll notice is that I've spent some time, teaching myself how to do video marketing and shooting videos and that type of thing. But video by far is my favorite because I just get so much traffic from video. And so you guys have seen this video that I've done, Wealthy People Don't Use Banks. I've got 808,000 views. I'll probably hit 1 million views by the end of the year, 1 million views. This video was posted July 17th, 2015. So in 2 years, I would have gotten over 1 million views. And I get phone calls on this video every day. And I tell you guys that every time I talk about videos, I tell you about this one video that I get, tons of phone calls from. The other thing that you'll notice is that I've got other videos as well. I've got emergency fund, the first step to wealth. Where should I start if I want to start, wealth? And so those are all different places that I do. I thought this video was going to get a lot of views, but it didn't for whatever reason. You just never know. I did a video on how wealthy people pay little to no taxes and how you can too. And that video was posted May 2017. I've had 3,826 views. I've gotten more, but it didn't. So you just never know, but you just keep putting out videos after video after video after video, and you never know. Here's Mr. James Anderson. He loves videos as well, and he did an interview with me. So not only can, you do that, but you can do interviews with people. Let's just say that you wanted to interview me. And you said, hey, June, you were the creator of the Smart Money Kit. Can you get on a Zoom meeting where I can interview you? And here's the nice thing about Zoom. When you pull up Zoom, it shows my face and then it shows your face. And it's almost like the news station where you got two people in different areas, but see their faces side by side. And what you could do is you can interview me, and Zoom allows you to record that session. And so you send me the questions in advance, so I'm not stumbling all over the place, and we can do a quick 15, 20-minute interview, and then you turn that interview into a video, and then you provide a link on where they can get more information and how they can get started in my econ, and obviously that link will be your link. Now think about all of the leaders in my econ that you could do that with. You could just call us up and say, hey, I noticed that you do this really, really well. Can I interview you? I want to do a 15-minute interview, and I want to talk about hiring your children, or I want to talk about investing, or I want to talk about the credit repair service. And you just interview that individual, and then you turn that interview into a video where people watch the video and they come and click on your link and they find you. Okay. So those are ways that you can do that. Now, one of the things that I do when I do my videos is I always like to put my phone number in the video because I want them to call me. I put my email address in the video, and I put my link to my econ opportunity. Why? Because I want them to pick the phone and call me, email me, or go to my opportunity. So those are the things that I always do. And then I always put information about what the video is talking about. What am I talking about in the video? And then at the bottom, I always include all of my information again. So this gives them an opportunity to know exactly how to contact me and reach out to me. All right. And then as you're doing this, you'll see other things that might catch your interest. So here's a 2-minute tax tip on writing off auto expenses. So if I click on this, this is Mark Collier, spelled with a K, but this is Mark Collier, and he does a really good job in talking about, you know, different things like writing off cars and how to write off your cell phone. You see, he's got another video here on how to write off your cell phone. So these would be videos that I would, you know, grab and post in my Facebook page or my LinkedIn page. So these are different things I would do. So I would grab this information right here, just copy this link up here at the top. I would either go to Hootsuite and post it in Hootsuite if I was gonna pre-post this, or I can go directly to my MyEcon page. Go directly here to my MyEcon page and post it right here on my page. So I'm gonna post that link there. I'm gonna make this not public. I'm gonna make this private, only me. But notice how it now shows the guy's picture here. 2-minute tax tip on writing off your auto expenses. And I might say this is a technique taught in MyEcon. And I might say something like, there are over 475 different ways to income shift your money. To find out more, visit, and then you put your website, you know, ojc.myecon.net, or you might tell them to inbox you, or you might tell them to call you, whatever you do, and then you go ahead and hit post. Once you post that, now that becomes content that you have on your website. So what I'm trying to do on my Facebook page is people who are following me, I want to be very resourceful. I want to provide a lot of information and resources to them. And my information and resources I provide to them are about putting money back into their pocket. It's not garbage. Like, you know, you see a lot of people that will send you stuff about, you know, somebody that's doing the latest dance, or some entertainer that just divorced their spouse or whatever. And they're consumed by knowledge that has no value to them. And what I try to do is I try to make sure that the information that I post on my timeline is not only uplifting and positive, but it's helpful and useful. Those are the types of things that you want to do, because you want to present an image that you are a very knowledgeable person, you have knowledge on finances, you've got a lot of great resources, a lot of great thoughts. And this isn't even my video, but I'm going to use this video and I'm going to showcase the information in the video and say, hey, if you'd like to learn more about this, boom. And then maybe the next day I'm going to take the same guy, use the video that he talks on about the cell phone business, or about having a cell phone and writing off your cell phone. So those are different things that you can actually do to post on your timeline to keep continuous posts. Like, you got to continuously work business. You got to continuously be marketing your business. That's important. You've got to do that. All right. So that's video. I love video. I love video, even if you're just looking for videos. I might go up in here and I might do tax write-offs. Boom. I didn't even have to click on this. It says tax write-offs for small businesses, tax write-off for self-employed. Let me just click on tax write-offs for small business. And now I've got all of these people that are talking about tax write-offs, right? IRS webinar, small business owners get all the tax benefits you deserve. So these are things that I'm going to take a look at. That's an hour long, but I may go through that and look at it. It's a webinar that I may be interested in. I may grab some information from that and create my own webinar, right? The 8 best tax write-offs for small businesses in Canada. Not that we're dealing with Canada, but we probably could still watch this and find out what those tax write-offs are, and they probably could apply to us here in the United States as well. The basic tax deductions most small businesses forget. That's Mark Collier again. So, I mean, there's so many things here. Avoid paying taxes legally, the power of a home-based business. We can take a look at that and see what that's all about. So there's a lot of power here. 7 record-keeping tips for small business owners. Man, there's just so much information that's here that you can find with video and use that video to help. Now, what you want to be careful of is that you don't want to be using video and driving them to other people's pages either. So we have to be careful on that. We have to take a look at the video and take a look at the links and where they got those links going to make sure that we're not, overdoing it. But here's Mark Collier again, how to maximize your dining write-off. I love this guy. You got to follow this guy. This guy is sharp, and everything that he talks about is my econ. And one of the things that I've learned is that a lot of his videos are extremely short, so 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And for you who are really going to deep dive into video, I'll tell you what I like to do is I like to watch him, see what he's talking about, and then I shoot my own video with me in the video talking about the same subject that he's talking about, right? So he'll give me the idea. I'll watch his 3 minute video. This is only 3 minutes. I can take what he's done in 3 minutes and then videotape myself. And now I got my own video with my own subject matter talking about how to maximize your dining write-off. I may not necessarily use the same title, but it will be the same content. Okay. So hopefully you guys are getting that. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can use the information that's already out there. All right. People love LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn because it's a very professional tool. All of the professionals use LinkedIn, and LinkedIn has features that are very similar to Facebook. So when I go to my LinkedIn page, let me go here to my home page on LinkedIn. You see that I can write an article, I can share a photo or an update. That's the same thing as a Facebook post. And then on that, you can see the posts of the people that you're connected with, right? So you see, here's Pastor Dandridge. He's in my econ, and he's got a LinkedIn post here. It says, "Don't play. The identity threat is not over. The experts warn that every American needs a credit monitoring system on your credit cards. It could last for 5, 10, or 20 years because your Social Security, birthday, and name will not change." Let's see what he says. "Get this and protect yourself. Yes, me and Gail Dandridge use this one before you ask. It is power pack." And he's got a link here. Now, I bet his link is going to the ID Defender. And I'm just now seeing this. So this was not something that I planned on looking at. But notice how he's taking advantage of all the news with Equifax. If we click on his link, let's take a look. Let's see where it goes. It goes right to the Identity Defender. So he's using that exactly the way that he's supposed to be using that. Again, ladies and gentlemen, it depends on what you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with LinkedIn, then get good with LinkedIn. If you're comfortable with Facebook, get good with Facebook. But this is a great place for you to start driving traffic. There's a lot of people on LinkedIn, a lot of people on Facebook. This is a great place for you. Here's Keith Tucker, another My Econ associate. He says, "Getting ready to change lives in Houston, Texas with My Econ." Let's see what else he has here. He's got his link to his My Econ website. So if anybody's following him, wants to know what My Econ's all about, he took a picture of himself, very unique picture, right, at the airport. And he's got 21 likes and 3 comments. So this is the kind of stuff that you got to do to start driving traffic. This is what we call driving traffic. See, the online marketing system is where your traffic goes. But then once you got the capture pages set up, you got to go out and figure out how we're going to drive traffic. We want to continuously drive traffic to our pages and to business. So LinkedIn is another great place for you to drive traffic. But again, you got to be doing this on a consistent basis over and over and over and over and over again. See, online marketing is no easier than offline marketing. So some people would rather just go out and meet people and talk to them. That's great, but they got to get out there and work. And then for whatever reason, a lot of people think that online marketing is just a whole lot easier, and it's just post one time and done. And it's not. You got to do it over and over and over again to start getting traffic and driving traffic to your page. All right. All right. With that being said, I'm going to see if there's any questions that are out there. We've gone over Hootsuite. I've gone over Google News, where you can get some news. We've looked at LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a very popular one. We've looked at YouTube. I don't use Twitter that much. Let's go to Twitter real quick. Matter of fact, I haven't used Twitter in a long time. Matter of fact, I don't even recognize this. They've changed their page. Let me see if I can log in here. Actually, I'm logged into, I got two different Twitter accounts here. I just don't use Twitter that much. But if I was searching Twitter, you go up here and I can put in taxes and see what people are talking about. Let me just do a search. And it's going to show me who's talking about what, right? So the IRS has their own Twitter account, okay? And here's comments on people that's talking about what's immoral about lowering taxes for the top 1%. One billionaire pays more taxes than thousands of middle-class people in either way. I'm just looking. I'm looking to see who's talking what. And, if I like what I see, obviously, Bloomberg again, we just saw that. We saw that message from Bloomberg. I'm just looking. I'm looking for opportunities to connect with people who may be talking about certain things that line up with what we talk about in my econ. Okay. I'm not a big Twitter guy, but if you are, this can definitely be a great place again for you to drive traffic. All right. With that being said, let's do this. We're back on the My Econ Leads page. If you have any questions, I definitely want to take those questions. Let's do this. I'm going to open up the call for any Q&A, and then we're going to call it a night. So let me do this real quick. I'm going to open up the call. All right. If you have a question and you're on your phone, hit *6 if you're on your phone. That'll open up your line, and we'll take your question and answer. And then what I'll do is I'll open for those that are on your computer. If you don't have a question, go ahead and hit the microphone button so you can mute out your computer. *6 on your phone if you have a question or comment. All right. I'm going to assume that you don't have a question or comment, so let's do this. I'm going to unmute the whole. All right. Are there any questions there?
Hey, June, this is Greg Pitts in Greensboro.
Greg, how you doing?
I'm doing great, sir. Congratulations on that grandbaby, first of all.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Listen, man, I really appreciate everything that you're doing with the online marketing. I was working on that this week, and you went over just a few things that I was really hoping that you did. Thank you for that. But my question was, and this has nothing to do with the online marketing. I was trying to do your June Collier's Secret Vault. Trying to set that up. How do you set that up?
Okay. Are you asking to have access to it, or are you asking how do you set it up for yourself?
I'm asking how do you set it up for yourself?
All right. Good question. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mute the phone again, and I'm going to go through that.
Okay.
So give me one quick second. Mr. Greg Pitts asked me a question, and you guys know that I've got all these little secret tricks with Gmail. Gmail is one of my favorite tools that I love to use, Gmail. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an idea of what I do. So when people send me an email, they'll send me an email, and I tell them, I say, when you send me an email, I'm gonna send this to myself, June@junecollier.com. And then I think in the subject line I put June Collier Secret Vault, right? And then I tell them, just send me a blank email with June Collier Secret Vault in the subject and just hit send. Okay. So when they send that to me, and I don't know if this is going to work because I'm sending it to myself, so we'll have to see if this works. But when they send that to me, I get an email, and my email automatically sends them back the message. So, for example, we just see it just came in, and let's see if it's going to automatically send a message back out. It might send a message back out. I'm actually using my own email. So let me try this on a different email account. I'm going to open up, I got a different computer here. I'm going to open up a different email, and I'm going to send that to myself. Let's see here. Because Greg, I know the question that you're asking. It's just that most people on the line may not know what you're asking. So I want to make sure that everybody understands. So I'm on a different computer. I'm going to send myself an email. And it's going to say June Collier's Secret Vault. I think that's what I set it up for. All right, we're going to wait for that to come in. All right, so there's the email. It says June Collier's Secret Vault. Did it send it out? Did I? Here, let me check something. I may be saying the wrong thing. Hold on one second. Let's take a look here. Oh, I know why it's not going out, because I took it off. That's why it's not going out. Okay. I do remember I erased and deleted some things, and so that may have been one that I erased and deleted. Yeah. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do really, really quick. I'm going to do this one really quick. What you can do is you can set up service so that if people put a certain keyword or a certain phrase in the subject line, you will automatically email them back with a message. All right. So, and I'm going to set something up brand new, completely brand new, so that you can see this from beginning to scratch, from beginning to end. So I'm going to compose a message. My message is going to say, this is for Greg in Greensboro. All right. But I could have put anything I wanted in here, links and all that good stuff. Okay. And I'm going to save this as a canned response. Now, if you have not seen my canned response video training, you have to see that. But I'm going to save this as a canned response. I'm going to create this as a new canned response. And I'm going to call the canned response Greg in Green. Yeah, I'm going to call it Greg in Greensboro. Right? Okay. All right. And so I created the canned response. It's just, this is Greg in Greensboro. Right? So that's my canned response. Now, when an email comes in, I need to set up what they call, and let me show you where you can go to do this. I'm going to go right here under my settings, and I'm going to go to my settings here, and hopefully I'm not going too fast, but I want to create a filter. So we're going to call this a filter. All right. And you'll see I got all of these filters that I've got set up. All right. I don't want to confuse anybody with all these filters right now. We're just going to talk about what Greg has asked me to do. and I need to create a new filter. So I think I can go all the way down to the bottom and create a new filter. So you see right here it says create a new filter. So I'm going to create a new filter, and I'm going to say that when I get an email, that in the subject line it says Greg, and I'm going to just say Greg Greensboro, because I'm going to make it very unique. So I put those two words together, so it's one word. It's going to say Greg Greensboro. When that happens, this is what I'm going to do. So it says when those words happen, create filter with this search. So I'm going to create the filter with this search. When that comes in, I am going to do this. I am going to click here where it says send can respond, and I'm going to send the one that I just created, Greg in Greensboro, right? So I'm going to send a can't response when anytime something comes in that has Greg Greensboro in it, it's going to send that message automatically back. And then I'm going to go ahead and create the filter. So I just created that filter. Okay. So the filter was created. If I scroll down here at the bottom, I'll probably see the filter. Boom, right there. It says, if the subject has Greg Greensboro in it, do this. Send can't response, Greg in Greensboro. So you have to create your can't response first. Then once you create your can't response, you'll go in and create your filter, and then give your filter a message. All right, now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going back to my inbox, and now on my other computer, I'm going to email the computer that's open with a different email address. I got a computer that's going to come from Otis Collier. So I'm going to send this to June at June Collier. And in the subject line, I'm going to type Greg Greensboro. And I'm going to hit send. Okay. Now that's going to come to my email. There it is. And then you'll notice that it has the number 2 beside it. It has the number 2 beside it because it happened. The message came in, but then on the back end, as soon as it came in and it met that qualification, it sent the message back out. So if I click on Greg's Greensboro, it shows that the message came from Otis Collier to me with that message. Then it turned around and it sent that from the can't response. This is Greg from Greensboro. So see, I automatically send that back to the recipient. And if I log out of this Gmail account and log into my, where did that come from? What account did I do that from? Let's see. That's from Otis at otiscollier.com. All right. So if I log back into otiscollier.com, I'm going to sign out of this one, and I'm going to log into this. I should see that message that came back. So boom, there it is. So there's the message that came back, and it said, this is Greg in Greensboro. So Greg, that's how you do that. Basically, you go in, you set up your canned response first. So whatever you want to automatically go back out, you set up that canned response, and then you tell it what must match. So let's go back through that again. Let me log back into my June Collier account. Let's go back to June Collier. We'll log into this account. And I hope that answered your question, Greg, but I'm going to go through it one more time so you guys can see it. The first thing I did was I composed the message, and you have to have the canned response feature turned on. So if you haven't seen the canned response, we'll do it another time, but this is the canned response, and you have to create a canned response. So I created the canned response, and I called it Greg in Greensboro. That was the canned response. But these are all of my canned responses. Right? Like I got all kind of responses. Right? Take this from wealthy people. Okay. So once I set up my canned response, then I'm going to go over here to the settings, click on settings, go down to settings. I want to click on filter, and then I want to scroll down and create a new filter. So I'm going to create a new filter. I got a video that I did on YouTube. And if I was thinking about this, I would have done this instead of having them call me, because I get all these phone calls and everybody's kicking the tires and checking things out. But I could have told people send a blank email to june@junecollier.com, and in the subject, millionaires don't use banks, right? And so I'm setting this up. So this is my filter. I don't care who it comes from, or you could set these up. Okay. You have, if it's coming from a particular email address, you can send something. If they put millionaires don't use banks, then this is what I want to do. I'm going to create this filter. And as soon as somebody sends me an email, it asks me, what do you want? Well, here's what I want to do. I want to send the canned response. Like, you could label it, you could put in a certain label, there's certain things you could do. But in this case, I want it to automatically send back a canned response, which is an automatic message that I've already created. What canned response do you want it to send? I want it to send the wealthy people and banks info canned response. And then I create that filter. So now that filter has been created. And now if I go to my inbox, and again, if I'm going to my other email here, I'm going to send an email to june@junecollier.com, and in the subject line, wealthy people don't use banks. And I'm going to hit send. So now there's going to be an email that's going to come in. You're going to see what the email is. Boom. And now notice that it didn't have a 2 beside it, because obviously I didn't put something in the subject box right. Let me go back and see what I said for my subject box. Filters. What did I say down here? I said wealthy. Oh, I said millionaires don't use banks. So that's why it didn't do it. So let's go back and try it again. See, I said wealthy people don't use banks. Nothing happened because that didn't match. That did not match. I put the wrong thing there. So let me send the email one more time. We're going to send that email to June@JuneCollier. And this time I'm going to say millionaires don't use banks. And then when it comes in, it's going to have a number 2 beside it, meaning that it sent the message back out. All right. So I just sent that to myself. It should be coming here soon. Let's hit refresh. Boom. I just hit refresh. You see that it has a number 2. I'm going to click it open. This was my message right up here. And then it sent this message down here. It sent this message back, which was my canned response to millionaires don't use banks. So that message came out. All right. So I'm going to open up my call line again. And hopefully, Mr. Pitts, I answered your question. So let me open up the line again and make sure that was what you needed. All right, Mr. Pitts, was that what you needed?
Absolutely, Jim. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're always learning different ways to do different things. I love Gmail because it allows me to do all of those types of things. And so the reason, if you are trying to get to my secret vault, I no longer am giving access to it because things change so much. But that was how you set up. It's almost like an automatic response, auto response, if you will. That's how you do it. So, all right. Are there any other questions that's out there? All right. Well, I'm going to assume that there are no more questions. We got about 5 minutes before the call is supposed to end, so I'm going to give you your 5 minutes back. This is June Collier, VP of Marketing with MyEcon. Thank you for attending. I'll see you guys next Tuesday, same time, same number. Good night, everyone.
Good night, Jim. Thank you.